No, we didn't always know that Mount Everest was the highest mountain on Earth. So here are 6 mountains that were once believed to be even higher. And the last one is gonna surprise you. First up, we have a collection of 3 peaks in the Himalayas: Nanda Devi, Dhaulagiri, and Kanchenjunga, as one of these 3 peaks was believed to be the highest on Earth between 1800 and 1852. Now, frankly, unlike some other peaks I'll discuss later on, these 3 actually make a good bit of sense. That's because surveyors quickly determined that the Himalayas were home to the highest peaks on Earth in general, and they essentially continuously updated the highest peak as they surveyed more and more of the range. For instance, of the 3 peaks I mentioned, Nanda Devi is the lowest, but it was also surveyed first. As a result, it was believed to be the highest point on Earth between the early 1800s and 1808, when it was determined that Dhaulagiri was actually even higher. Dhaulagiri, in turn, held the title of highest known mountain in the world all the way until 1847, when it was determined that the massive Kanchenjunga was even higher. And finally, Kanchenjunga held the title for 5 years, until Everest was first determined to be the actual highest point on the Earth, ending the debate once and for all. Just kidding, as even after Everest was officially recognized as the highest point on the planet in 1856, at least 2 other peaks were briefly considered to be even higher. Of these 2, the more egregious was China's Gongshan. You see, in 1929, one survey of the mountain determined that the summit of Gongshan rose to an elevation of 30,250 feet, well over 1,000 feet higher than Mount Everest. However, despite the surveyor's claims that he had found the new highest mountain in the world, people were skeptical, and rightfully so, as Gongshan's true elevation was only 24,636 feet, making it the 41st highest mountain on Earth in reality. Now, less egregious, but no less interesting, are the much more recent claims that K2, the second highest mountain on Earth, was actually the highest. These claims were based on 1986 measurements of the mountain that determined that K2 was ever so slightly higher than Mount Everest, once again crowning a new highest mountain. But just like was the case with Gongshan, these measurements were determined to be inaccurate, and K2 was quickly restored as the second highest mountain in the world. But perhaps the most surprising mountain that was ever presumed to be the highest on Earth is Ecuador's Chimborazo. This giant stratovolcano was surprisingly believed to be the highest point on Earth for nearly 300 years, between the early 1500s and the early 1800s. However, the crazy thing is, Chimborazo only has an elevation of 20,549 feet, meaning that not only is it not the highest mountain on Earth, it's not even remotely close to one of the 100 highest mountains on Earth. Comment below if you found any of this surprising, and follow for more geography content.